Shall we do the new jump start or?
Yeah. That's what's it called again?
Cross account. It's called cross account.
And I'm so annoyed I can't read this.
I'll get the notes out. Give you a bit of a plot synopsis. So we meet our main character Daiichi Tamanashi, and he is a Blandy McBlandford, and everyone calls him Mr. Harmless because of how non-threatening he looks. But he's actually secretly an otaku who judges all of the normies and oh god, kill me now.
Oh god.
And there's a childhood friend character with big boobs who arrives, and it turns out she made up the nickname of Mr. Harmless. And then her name's Mao Takamine. She's the ace of the volleyball club, and she starts coming onto him. She starts coming onto him super hard. Like she sits on his head and like squeezes his head with her thighs, and like presses her boobs up against his head. And like it's played off as, oh, he's harmless. This is normal. But like, it's so clearly an attack. And then he gets annoyed. Are we sure this
was published?
And then he gets annoyed and runs off because she thinks Mr. Harmless. We've not even gotten to the worst bit yet.
I have not read this series. This sounds like I am so annoyed because I couldn't find it.
No, keep going. Keep going.
So basically, he secretly has a Twitter feed where he complains about people and vents about his pent-up otaku interests. So he's basically me. He has over 3,000 followers. Oh fuck off! I can't get 200. And he got a DM from an account called Poophead, who's also a closet otaku. They bond over shared interest with really similar tastes. He has finally acquired an EGF, as we like to call them. At one point, he tells Poophead about his... I can't keep saying that. He tells this person about his biggest crush since middle school, the famous actress Nanoka Satsuki. I mean, anyone who can't see where this is going from here, wow. So his secret friend, his online friend, motivates him to be strong and face his own problems. And he carries this advice into a situation where Takamine, the childhood friend, is being threatened by a bunch of thugs. So like she was taking a shower, and then one of them had been rejected by her several times. So he led them all to go in and start taking photos of her and like
the fuck.
So she's like, they're like forcing her to take more photos unless they'll upload them all. But then, and like he's about to not do it with like, well, should an otaku like me save a normie like her? She's strong anyway. I'm like, what a pathetic piece of shit.
What?
And then he remembers his friend's advice about facing himself, and so he grabs a fire hydrant and beats them all up really easily because he's a man. And like they literally use the quote like, a man can't back down from or something like. Let me just find the actual quote. It's like, I am a man too, after all.
I am a man.
Trouble alone. And like suddenly he's big action hero-kun. So she now has a secret crush on him. The three bullies, even after they transferred, they're just cyberbullied forever. Because that's fair. They have to carry the punishment forever.
They got assaulted.
They can never atone for it. And yeah. And so he tells his online friend about what happened, and his online friend is very jealous because they still can't come out about their otaku interests. And it turns out that the friend online is actually the actress that he had a crush on since middle school. Oh my god! This series is bloody garbage.
What the fuck? Whose fan fiction got published in Shonen Jump?
Oh god,
It's very close to home for me because I have an otaku Twitter account.
I have never been.
Let Nova explode.
Okay.
Fuck this manga. Oh my god. So at first, I was just like, okay, this is poorly written as shit. Because we have the fucking Gary Stu protagonist of like, oh, I'm such a normal guy, just like, please just cut and paste your face into mine, reader. But then he's like, oh, I'm somebody who just doesn't get noticed that much because I'm short and people don't remember me that much. But guess what? The twist is that I'm secretly an otaku. I'm like, okay, more audience stand-in. And he's like, but what's the premise of this manga? The premise is that I actually have a secret edgelord Twitter account where I just say how much I hate people. I'm like, how the fuck is this a manga? How the fuck is this a premise? That somebody's like, okay, so here's my premise. I have an unlikable douchebag, and he has a Twitter account where he's an unlikable douchebag. Like, excellent! Put this in your magazine! And
this got past editors, it got past meetings, it got past committee.
It got past a bunch of fucking misogynists, apparently. Okay, First of all, at first I was just like, okay, it's every other fucking poorly written female protagonist in Shonen Jump. Where, like, there's just like, oh my god, another girl's just like, oh my god, you have your E-cups on this head, and I'm just like, what fucking girl talks like that? Have you ever met somebody whose entire life is like, yeah, I'm just gonna mention your measurements casually in conversation in the middle of
It's not creepy,
classroom.
I know that.
And then, and then he's like, oh, I have all these followers, and because they all are like, oh yeah, I'm an otaku, let me listen to this otaku shithead complain about all the normal people in his class. But then, we get to the fucking scene where like 3 otaku break into the shower and start fucking blackmailing her with pictures, and then he's just like, oh, this girl is such a normie. Is an outcast like me even allowed to save her? If I save her, it'll just cause problems. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh my god. Empathy, mate.
There's so much fucking wrong with this. In so many... And there's an even worse
Oh yeah,
part coming
and then
up.
like, I think...
And it's such a fucking male fantasy. It's like, oh, the strong...
And like the fact that the
independent-
actress had told him like, you made such a huge step by manning up. I'm like,
It's just the fucking like, oh, there'll be a girl who like, she's really hot and she's really cool, but she thinks that you're just some friend. Well, guess what? You're gonna get out of that friend zone because she's gonna be in a situation where for some reason all of her strength and independence is gonna go away because a bunch of douchebags, and you're gonna rush in and beat the shit out of all of them with your giant penis. Like, fuck off. Fuck right off. You're just gonna strangle them all with your huge anaconda cock, and she's just gonna fall on your back and just, oh my god.
but she still pretends not to like you.
And he just like beats the shit out of all of them with a fire hydrant, I guess.
No, it's literally like she's
a
like,
fire extinguisher, yeah. But then
she literally like goes up to him. She's like, I'm not that weak, and like sticks her tongue out. But literally the next panel, just blushing like a maniac.
And then the fucking... I didn't even realize this the first time. The issue of like, oh, then the 3 kids were cyberbullied. Like, okay, fucking... That's not even the worst part. The worst part is the thing above, where it's like, on Mao's request, this incident wasn't reported to the police. And I get that it's kind of fucking embarrassing that like this thing has happened, but the fact that this manga is portraying like the lack of report of sexual assault in this way, of just like, it's okay, a bunch of people said really mean things about them, so it's fine that they're not fucking going to jail for sexual assault. It's like, fuck right off with this. And then at the end, he's just like, oh, you used your super awesome masculinity to beat the shit out of a lot of people. You're so cool. It's like, this couldn't be more of a fantasy if at the end, he got a fucking cat girl and a dragon as reward.
I have never been so disappointed that I don't live in a English-speaking country, because I would like to read this manga so much right now.
I wish you could. I mean, I think it tends to be like a few chapters get released in the Jumpstart, and then scan later to notice it and pick it up.
I just hope this is never scan-lated. I hope this is just never shared.
It will be.
Scan later, just like, nope, even I have standards.
I have. Oh my god! Everything is wrong in this chapter. Everything is fucking wrong.
I guess like the art is well drawn, but the designs really don't do anything for me. They're very bland looking.
And then at the end, the female character just like hits him on the back of the head. It's like, oh my. And she's like, oh, I'm not that weak. So just like, okay, yeah, there's no the ending of, and look, I'm not even giving this manga the fucking benefit of the doubt. There's no way we're gonna see the psychology of a character who's had to go through this traumatic sexual assault moment. I'm gonna assume the only change in her character that's gonna come out of this is she has a crush on fucking Dachi asshole now. So no, this manga doesn't fucking deserve the benefit of the doubt. And then the ending is just like, oh, turns out there's the actress that he is in love with, and now she kind of likes him, and oh no, it's a love triangle, because this guy fucking deserves it. This troll asshole
bloody hell,
Twitter, he deserves multiple love interests.
At least Yuiga from We Never Learn's a nice bloke. Like, you could see why people would be interested in him.
This guy's an asshole. This guy's a total fuck.
This just sounds hilarious, because it's just like, this is the worst scum of humanity.
It's not.
But no. Let's make him an admiral hero who gets everything he ever dreamed for. And it's just like, just hearing this is just like, no, he deserves to die in a hole.
But that's the thing.
Oh god, this is the prototypical
really...
nice guy in inverted commas.
Yeah. This is the exact same night. This is the fucking nice guy. It's like this asshole. Like, I can just picture this mangaka in his fucking fedora. Just like, oh, this character's such a nice... Here's the thing. At first, as I was reading through this chapter, I was like, okay, part of it, like the fucking stupid E-cup line and the stupid changing room scene, at least it was so unbelievably inept that it was kind of funny. Then we got to the shower scene, and then we got to the fallout from that, and I was like, this isn't funny anymore. And I reread this entire thing. This isn't so bad it's good. This is so bad it's fucking infuriating. And it's...
Part of me really wants this to get added to the recap, just so we can all get angry at it.
I don't. I never want to read this fucking manga again, and I never want to read anything this mangaka has made, because fucking... Okay, last week, WMR made some very, very good complaints about the sexism in Death Note. This manga puts Death Note, Bakuman, not Platinum End. Platinum End is pretty bad, but at least Death Note and Bakuman have nothing when it comes to the 58 pages of bullshit spewed throughout this entire Shonen Jump chapter. This is awful.
Well, bravo, Jonah. This was the rant of all rants. The rant to Ellen's all rants.
This is how I'm gonna go out, guys. This is...
And
oh my god.
And yeah, it's kind of perfect that you're going away for a while, because now we can
to recharge.
We can actually add it to the recap, and you can't complain because you won't be there.
And now Castor and Cheddar and me can be angry at it in your stead.
Prepare for the mother of all comment sections. It's every single week I'm like, ah!
Holy shit, we'll have comment sections.
It's just gonna be me.
I really want to read this series. It's I want to know what it's about so I can hate it.
All right. So. What shall we move on to next?
We Never Learn is next, so I guess it's me again.
Yeah, but
I have to say, Cross Account was probably one of the most fun times I've had recapping a series ever. Just listening to Castor and your reactions.
I'm glad you've gotten something out of it, because all I've gotten was despair.
Speaking of entertainingly bad, shall I give you guys the rundown on Cross Account?
Yeah, go on then.
Read this.
Alright, Cross Account. Chapter 2, Fake X Real. So, MC-kun is still regarded as Mr. Harmless to most, but then, because it's manga universe where the wind will blow up everyone's skirts, as soon as his best friend character, Takamine, notices that he's seen her, she's now a shitty tsundere to him, because who doesn't love badly characterized, annoying tsunderes? And she just hits him on the head, something that he had no control over.
Now wait.
Because now she knows he actually has a huge manly penis, so she doesn't view him as harmless anymore.
Listen, guys, the reason girls hit you for tearing up their skirts is because they respect you as a man.
Yeah, and so then we move on to Nanoka, the actress that he had a crush on, who's secretly poophead on the forum. And she does some swimsuit modeling for the camera, because as we're introduced to her, because we need some cheesecake shots of that. And she's like, and to all of her cameramen, she's like, "Thank you for cheering me on. I look forward to working with all of you again." And everyone's like, "I want to marry her." And then we smash cut from like her being all glitzy, like, you know, she's this #1 most popular female star, and because she's got a clean and flowery image, she attracts support from all ages and genders. And then we cut for that to like her being an otaku. And I don't know if you guys have heard of a show. There's an anime called Himoto Umaru-chan. This is literally that. It's like, you know, really super popular, glamorous girl. Then at night she turns into a little chibi goblin thing, and like, you know, watches loads of anime and shit posts all the time, and eats unhealthy food. It's literally that, right down to the fact that she's drawn all like stocky and chibified in this scene. And she's like, oh, you know, she snacks on all this unhealthy food, but she can totally work it off at the gym, guys. And she buys these life-size figures of video game mascots from Gesudola 5.
Oh my god.
And anyway, and so we learn after this obligatory bath scene that we needed to take a whole page for.
Just after a cheesecake shot at a pool?
Yes, yeah. No, she wasn't even at a pool. She was just doing swimsuit modeling.
Okay.
Like with a green screen. So we learn after this past that she's always been pressured by her strict mother to pursue acting, and that she's been hiding her true self. And she comes home after a day of acting and just collapses onto the floor like, "Am I going to be alone forever?" You know, super popular actress who has everything. And then she goes on her forum in a moment of desperation and sees a post from our main character, Mr. Harmful, who, by the way, can I just point out, confirmed member of the alt-right, because earlier on in the chapter he was just tweeting like, "Mark my words, you stupid girls who treat me like a bug. Every single man in the world is essentially a predator in his head."
Oh my god.
So this is Mr. Charming, and the tweet that she sees is him going, "In the end, I was a phony, yet again." And she is so overwhelmed with emotion, like she feels such a connection to him, that she just breaks down and cries. And she's like, "I finally found someone I can connect with." And
Was this the first time she went on the internet?
yeah,
Was this the first person you ever talked to in her life?
and so only through talking to him can world-famous actress Nanoka Satsuki become who she really is. Like, that's literally the word she uses. Like, I don't feel alone anymore. Thanks to you, even tomorrow, I can go back to being an actress. So after all that, she considers messaging him, asking, "Hey, do you want to meet up IRL?" But then she deletes the message. She's like, no, that can never happen. I shouldn't because she shouldn't expect anything more. You know, she's not worth this online otaku misogynist blanderhood. But then she gets a message from him going, "Hey, I got Nanoka's phone book last night, and apparently they're having a book release handshake event. And I entered the lottery, and guess what? I won the ticket. I get to shake hands with my favorite actor." And like, so they're gonna meet after all. Oh my god. you know, I've got to say,
Holy shit!
I really hope this gets picked up. Because with Fairy Tale ending, I've got to wonder, what are we going to have left to shout at? What are we going to have left? Because lose our minds over. And I think this could be it. I know Nova legitimately despises this series, but both weeks I've recapped this, I've had so much fun with it. So I'd love it if they pick this up.
I could see it.
Utter train wreck of a series it goes.
I could see this being really harmful, but being really a terrible message to young people nowadays. But by God, I want to fucking read this.
Yeah.
I want to read this and see how terrible this is.
I know, right? And that's the thing. Like, between this and Shudan is a much better put together series. You know, it's a very sweet. It actually handles the female love interest in a very progressive and positive way, and it's well put together. But I just want to see this train wreck continue so much more, and I'm so sorry about that, guys.
This train wreck has a potential.
And the worst part is, I think it's probably going to be more popular, knowing no
Oh, it will.
like.
Oh.
It will be sad, white night.
My conscience says no. There's no way this should get picked up. But
Trump is the president of the United States. You can't say that anymore. You can't say that there's no way this will happen.
well, yeah.
But yeah, that was a cross account.
Oh my God! Shoot on the new jumps. The new jump starts are essentially the 2016 election. How did I not see this?
Wow. Cross account, the Donald Trump of manga.
I know. It's literally. Oh.
Also, I mentioned this on Twitter, but between cross account and a few recent anime, there seems to be a growing trend in Japanese media of incredibly implausible, badly contrived pseudo harems based around online pseudonyms, and it doesn't look like it's going away.
Yeah. I still can't get over how terrible this series is. About how it takes the worst human being on the planet and they reward him for everything he does.
It's like he tweets all this stuff about girls, and she's like, no, the only reason she doesn't want to see him IRL is because she's afraid that he wouldn't like her because she's a girl.
And because she's so worthless and not worth anything. Because all men are predators and women should. Holy shit!
It's amazing.
So let's move on to cross account, the final chapter.
Oh boy. Well, so yeah, this was the least fun train wrecky of them all.
God.
Unfortunately. So he's got his ticket to the handshaking event, and she is super nervous about this. The actress Nanoka, but she resolves to, stick it out. Like, okay, I'm gonna see you for myself. I've only known you on social media. I want to know who you are. So she's trying to look out for him among the other people at the event, and meanwhile he's just live tweeting it. They've got another name for the social media, but it is just Twitter. That's all it is. So I'm gonna call it that. We get one sliver of an interesting moment in this chapter where she realizes everything about his description that he told her could be a lie. And she suddenly doubts herself wanting to see him. Like, it's fine just knowing you online. I don't want to ruin the online friendship we had, which is kind of interesting to me, because, that's one feature of not only online friendships, but online relationships, where you kind of, sometimes people form connections with people that they never meet IRL, and they don't have a sense of that.
So speaking of which, Stammer stream.
Yeah, but But then that he shows up and she just instantly knows it's him. She's like, oh, the moment I saw him, and okay, potentially interesting moment gone. All right. So he just opens up and confesses to her the story of how he first fell for her, of how her smile just kept him going, even though she was probably working very hard at the same age as him, and everyone's like, oh, whoa, is he actually confessing to her? Oh god, he's so dumb. And then she like,
cutest thing.
yeah, then we like get a flashback to her reaction when she found out that she was the one he had a crush on, and she's like, I'm not gonna laugh at you, and she clutches his hand and holds it up. This big moment. She's like, I could actually begin to love being my actress self thanks to you. And she doesn't actually say this is like in her head, and then she goes, you were the first person who's ever said anything like that to me. Thank you.
The fuck?
Yes. And then the first part, beautiful superstar actress who everyone loves. She tells him he is the first person who has actually said this. So he leaves, and then she messages him as her online pseudonym, and she's like, maybe you'll see her in the future. So I guess the dynamic going forward is she has a doubled identity, and she knows who he is, but he doesn't know that the actress is actually her, and we're just gonna stick with that. So yeah, this chapter had a hint of an interesting idea and kind of threw it away. And apart from that, it was just kind of the most forgettable of the three.
Wait, hang on. 3 of us still haven't been able to find this thing online. Are we sure this is actually in Jump? It isn't just some bullshit fan fiction someone's forcing people to read?
Nope, it's actually in Jump.
Yeah, and you know what? I've tried looking up a little bit of response to this series, and seems it's mostly positive.
Wow.
Yeah, there are a lot of idiots in the world.
Yeah, there are a lot of nice guys. In
That's
inverted
the
commas.
problem.
To commas.
It's this, the fact that it's just like, oh my god, you're the first, your really creepy confession to the person you've only met for the first time, but have
In a public event.
in a public event, this person that you've only seen on TV, never interacted with, put on a pedestal, and pretty much invented their personality from how you've seen them act with other people. That's rewarded with, oh my god, you're the only person who said a nice thing to me. Me, the famous idol that's one of the most famous in the world and everyone really loves.
God, yeah, no, her attraction to him makes no bloody sense at all.
It's
I now imagine that people like that in Japan will start just confessing to idols.
as if they don't already.
Yeah, they do. and I'm sure they have a stage way of waving it off while still looking nice, but
That's called security.
Oh, you're the first person who has ever said that to me. Oh god, it'll be pretty
Shoot him now.
funny if
Take him out.
that was actually
Ankle
it.
up. It's,
Thank you, but I'm married to my work as an idol or whatever.
thank you, but I have standards.
Yeah. All right. Shall we move on?
I think so.
Yeah, strangely enough, I don't at least have much to say about this.
Doesn't seem like anything happened.
Yeah.
It's
Not much.
from what you said about the last few chapters, it's pretty much what I would have expected this chapter to go. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I thought they might actually have had a thing where they just both she thought she didn't know who it was and thought he was somebody else. So it was just continuous mistaken identities. But no, that would have been interesting and well written.
No, it's a one-way mistaken identity where there's literally no reason for them not to get together, really. So yeah.
No bullshit.